Okay, today in Algebra 1, we are reviewing Chapter 3. So Chapter 3 is all about the two variable equations, and it's a lot about graphing. I'm not putting any graphing on this test, but I want to make sure that you know how to tell parallel, perpendicular, quadrant angles or quadrant points are in, and how to tell if a point satisfies a line. So I've got that as our first thing to do, is which points satisfy the line. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug them in. These are, the left is our x, the right is our y. So I'm going to have 2 equals -3 times 0 plus 2. So 2 equals 2. Does it work? Yes, it does. Okay? So here I've got x, I've got y, so I've got -7 equals -3 times 3 plus 2. -7 equals -3 times 3 is -9 plus 2. -7 equals -7. Yes, it works. So let's do this, x and y. -4 equals -3 times 1 plus 2. -4 equals -3 plus 2. -4 equals -1. That does not work. Okay, it's a lot like just plugging in stuff and seeing if it's a lot like the evaluate, but it's yes or no at the end as far as yes it works, no it doesn't. Okay, now we have our quadrants. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a Cartesian plane. Okay, in this I know that this is my x, this is my y, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative, this is negative. So I'm going to show you a little shortcut here. If you know that quadrant 1 is plus plus and quadrant 2, because remember it goes like this, makes it C, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then we can say that this is minus plus, minus minus, and then plus minus. Okay, so from here we can say its x value is negative, so it's going to be one of these two, and its y value is positive, so that's going to be quadrant 2. Okay, both are positive, that's quadrant 1. Okay, both are negative, so we've got a negative and a negative. It's located in quadrant 3. Then we've got a positive and a negative, so see a positive and a negative, so that's quadrant 4. Again, we've got both are negative, so they're both negative, that's in quadrant 3. And then here we have both are positive. That's my favorite one because it's quadrant 1. Okay, don't forget this, and I know you should have it in your notes where it's a lot bigger and a lot easier to see. Okay, so my camera died. If you notice, there is a cut in this video. As I was saying, if you need any of this information, it should be located and easy to find in your notes for chapter 3. So this is just the Cartesian plane. It's about locating points. It should be in 3.1. Okay, so our final section is which of the following are parallel and which of the following are perpendicular. So parallel lines have the same slope. So this is really just focusing on what comes in front of the x and matching their slopes. So the 6x and the 6x are going together. The 1/2 and the 1/2 are going to go together, and the 2x and the 2x are going together. Note, I didn't even look at what came after them. Now, if they are not in y equals mx plus b format, you will need to put them in that. I may pop a question or two like this on your test and just be like, are they parallel? But I would do it all in y equals mx plus b. Don't worry, when we get into Algebra 2 next year, we're going to cover that more in detail. Any math higher than Algebra 1 will cover this again. So don't worry if you feel like you didn't get a proper review. Remember, we did do this in Chapter 3, so go back and look that over if you need to. Okay, so which of the following are perpendicular? So perpendicular are opposite reciprocals. So it's the opposite and the flip. So here I've got a -1/2. Note, I'm not going to put it with the -1/2, and if there was a positive 1/2, I would not put it with that either. I need it to be opposite, so I need it to be positive, and I need it to be the reciprocal of it. So if I put 2/1, I have +2. Okay, so the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2. And I need it to be negative, so -1/2. And here, notice it's very obvious because I've got a positive, I've got a negative, I've got a 3/2, and I have a 2/3. So I'm just going to connect those. So don't forget parallel and perpendicular. You do need to know that going forward into whatever math you're going to go into next, but anything will have a review from here. So don't worry about that per se, but make sure that you understand the coordinate plane and how to find out which points satisfy a line. And I will see you guys tomorrow.